All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Shred Beer Company, and they're out of Rocklin, California, and this is their Mosaic Street. So this is a hazy IPA that is brewed with 100% Mosaic hops. It comes in at 7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review, this can is approximately 6 weeks old. I'm going to give a huge thanks, shout out once again to a friend of mine and fellow BeerTuber, Joe Senigaglia, for this beer. So huge thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link not only to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way, but also a link to Joe's channel. He's a fantastic BeerTuber. If you follow his channel, you might follow mine, but if you follow my channel, you probably follow his. He has been in the beer tubing game for about 10 years. Very, very, very nice dude. Great content. Go check him out if you are not subbed to his channel. I think you'll enjoy his content. And he hit me up with a surprise beer mail that included 12 different beers, 9 of which were unique, and 5 of them from the Shred Beer Company. This is the second of the 5 that I am reviewing. The first one I just reviewed, but you'll see this one a week after that because I'm reviewing them in the same day. It's a rarity that I do that, but I'm going to post them about a week apart, and that was a West Coast IPA. It was collaboration with Berryessa. Really good. The nose set me up for disappointment a little bit, but it was still really tasty. And now I'm trying out a hazy IPA brewed solely with Mosaic hops, and I am absolutely here for it. So let's crack it open, get it into the glass, and see what we got going on here. So, yeah, I'm super pumped to see, after having that West Coast IPA, how they do with a, a hazy or East Coast IPA or New England IPA, whatever you want to call them. Throw this over here. And with 100% Mosaic hops, I will say this. Over the years, Mosaic really changes to my palate. Like, used to get very like dank blueberries and just like straight on blueberries. Then it kind of transitioned into I'd get more like mixed berries, nondescript red berries. And then after a while that kind of went away and it was like more of like an intense citra hop, like, more like citrus character, stone fruit. And then it's starting to come back around nowadays where I'm getting a little bit of blueberry here and there, some mixed berry, a nondescript red berry. So I'm wondering where this Mosaic is going to land for me. But is that a hazy beer? You bet your bottom dollar it is. Yeah, very hazy orange color. A finger of a super creamy looking off-white colored head. Again, very murky, very hazy. Hold it up to the light. You can't see anything through it. Does it look like a hazy IPA? Yes. Yes, it does. Let's get a nose. Oh, yeah. So there's an earthiness to the nose. But right after that, it's like ripened blueberries, under-ripened strawberries. So again, for me, it's more mixed berry, but maybe leaning a little bit towards blueberry. They're bringing the berries back with Mosaic nowadays. It's kind of like Galaxy. For a long time, people would, myself included, would get like crushed pineapple, sweeter pineapple, and then like over the past couple of years, I know a lot of folks have said like the crops for Galaxy have been trash, for lack of a better word. So I would get like this earthiness and this like off kind of character with some Galaxy hopped beers. Hopefully they bring the pineapple back to Galaxy like this is happening with Mosaic in terms of like the berry content. Berry content? Berry character? Content. What the? Yeah, so there's also this like underlying citrus, like a sweet OJ kind of vibe. What I love about the nose is it's not like straight on juice or straight on like over the top in terms of the fruit character. It's a little bit of like a crackery, biscuity, bready kind of malt character as well. Yeah, there's this earthy kind of tomato stalk freshness, like a greenness to it that isn't like that, a green astringency / hot burn you sometimes get. It just smells like a fresh beer. And this is 6 weeks old, not super old or anything, but hashtag Team Old IPA, right, Joe? Although usually when Joe does that, I think the beers are a little bit older, not just 6 weeks. But yeah, so there's definitely orange, a little bit of like a ruby red grapefruit, but more of that blueberry, kind of strawberry, mixed berry vibe. Earthy, green, smells pretty damn good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again to Joe. I like that. What I like about this is it starts out like it's going to be like boisterous and bombastic. Shout out Paul over at PA Brew News. Intense. Just very, very hazy. And I know that sounds stupid, but like the generic haze character you get from like a good hazy, like the juiciness that comes out of it, the fruitiness. It feels like there's going to be an explosion of all those characters, but then it kind of reins itself in, which I actually enjoy because the drinkability is increased because it's not over the top with a lot of those characters. And again, that's a personal preference. Body on this one, medium, touch over medium, 7%, that's fine. The mouthfeel is really nice. Not amazing, not like upper echelon, fucking crazy like some of the hazies you get, but it is softer. It's smooth, has a little bit of creaminess too. So I really do dig the mouthfeel, and for a 7% beer, it's a really nice mouthfeel. The taste, the nose carried over to some extent and a little bit changed as well. It's so fucking drinkable at 7%. I got crushed these. It's very refreshing, like a refreshing hazy, if that makes any sense. Forefront, that bready, crackery thing, that's underneath the palate from the malt. First thing that hits me is orange, and again, it's a juicy, sweeter kind of like orange, like a mandarin orange. Maybe even a touch of a Tangelo, but not like too much. That's the first thing that kind of hits the palate as it continues on through the palate. There's a little bit of like an overripened, like juicy peach. Not quite like a peach gummy ring, not too sweet, but just like a fresh kind of overripened peach. And then the berries hit about halfway to 2/3 of the way through the palate. And again, it's more of that earthy blueberry, touch of an underripened strawberry. So it's like those berries, but not like super sweet. Like it's not like intensely over the top berry characteristics all over the place, like, old school Mosaic would be like, that is what you're tasting, blueberry, right? Like it would be kind of intense. And what I like about the finish, that green, earthy, almost floral-esque kind of feeling is the finish from the hops. This finish is full on dry, mild bitterness, but very dry. So while this beer is not sweet to begin with, the dryness really, again, ups the drinkability and makes this a very crushable 7% hazy. Like this is very crushable. Yeah, I could drink 7%. You can't, like, it does a beautiful job of, again, 7% is not crazy high nowadays, but for a normal beer drinker who drinks like 4.5, 5% beers, this would be like, kind of a shock to them, right? In terms of ABV. For somebody who like probably drinks like on average 6.5, 7% beers, so it's right in the wheelhouse, right? But I really like the mouthfeel based on the ABV. I love the drinkability because it hides the alcohol. I can't tell 7% like as far as an alcohol goes. Like I would probably guess if I was doing the blind like 6.5 probably. But it's an extremely drinkable hazy IPA, which I think nowadays is something kind of lost. And the word drinkable, which I probably already used like 4 or 5 times, what I mean by that is it doesn't weigh down your palate. There's nothing that is going to become cloying about this beer. Like a lot of these hazies nowadays are very sweet, very heavy and saturated with juiciness and fruitiness that a lot of times when I get down to like the last third of the can, I'm just like, man, it's just too much saturation of those hops where I'd rather share that beer with somebody. This is the opposite of that, where it's like, I want multiple cans of this because it has nice flavors. The mouthfeel is really I think the mouthfeel is really well done for the ABV, and the flavors are here. They're here. Plain and simple, 7%, you can't taste it. Like this is a sessionable 7% hazy. It's the best way I could explain it. I'll pour the rest in here. I'm glad I drank this one after the West Coast IPA. I'll be honest with you. I thought I would enjoy the West Coast IPA more. I think I enjoy this a little bit more. I would give, like, if not for the scary drinkability to this one, and the mouthfeel, I'd probably give this like a 4 to a high, maybe like a 4.1, but I got to bump it up because the mouthfeel, again, for 7% is really nice, and the drinkability is absolutely through the roof. Like this, I don't know if this is like, would be like their, core range like hazy, but if you told me this was their core range hazy, I'd be like, this is a nice core range hazy. It's not, it's exactly what it should be, a super drinkable, sessionable hazy IPA that you buy a 4-pack of this and you could drink it in one night. You'd be feeling really good, but you could drink it. So Mosaic Street from Shred, absolutely zero issues giving this a 4.25 out of 5. A little bit better than that Indo Auto for me personally. And again, I don't rate the style, I rate the personal preference, but like I'm kind of rating these as style, and I think this did a better job of a 7% hazy than the Indo Auto did of a 6.6% West Coast IPA. They're both really nice beers, really good beers. I think this one is slightly better for what I want out of it. And again, I really appreciate that blueberry, slight mixed berry vibe to it that I get. And yeah, just super, super crushable. Like that's what this beer is in a nutshell. So price point availability, like I said in that Indo-Auto review, I have no idea. I know Shred opened up their doors back last summer. Outside of that, I don't know what this would cost. I don't know if you have to go to the brewery to get their stuff, or they get into bottle shops, or you can buy it online. I have no idea. So Joe, anybody else on the West Coast that can get Shred stuff, post in the comment section. Let me know. I would really appreciate it. How can I wrap this up? Because I drank these beers back to back. You'll see them again a week apart. I would say that I've been properly now introduced to Shred with 2 beers. And I can tell you right now, they make quality stuff. Neither of these beers blew me away, but if Shred was local to me, these would be beers like I'd go into Shred and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna drink these. I'm gonna drink these. I'm gonna drink these. You know, I'm gonna come in for a couple pints of this, a couple pints of the West Coast IPA, and whatever. I'm looking forward to the rest. I think I have, is it a big triple West Coast IPA? I have a, was it a Pilsner from them or a Helles Lager? I got a couple other ones I'm gonna get to from Joe. Like I said, 5 in total. But really, just a really, like, I know I've said drinkable and crushable and sessionable and everything in this review, but I kind of want to stress it, how easy this beer is to drink for a hazy IPA. It almost drinks like a session IPA at 7%. Not flavor-wise, just drinkability-wise. So, I don't know. Anyway, huge thanks to Joe for all of the beers, but really cool to be able to try Shred stuff. Go check out his channel if you have not. Post in the comment section if you've had this beer before. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.